Welcome to the weekend video, folks. I'm Steve Melly, and what the intention here is to walk through how I approach markets. Looking for obviously I look at a market cycle when I'm trading, and in that market cycle, you have context of where price is heading. As a quick example, we have GBP CHF here, which I've been stalking for a while. If you disregard the pattern where the red boxes are and these blue lines, you will see that what I'm trying to impress on every time I do one of these videos is that all I'm doing is, how do I delete that? Goodness. Delete, clear all drawings. What I'm trying to do is follow a pattern that appears in all time frames. So I'm going to draw it here. We always start with a W. This is how it would look in an ideal world. Okay. One, two. So two pushes, ultimately three pushes, and this is literally a W and an M at the top. So what I have, just so you can get a firm grip on the thing I'm trying to get across to you, this thing here is this thing here. Hopefully you can see that. So what are we anticipating here? We're anticipating this part of the pattern to play out. Now, for me, each of these areas has different rules. Not going to go into all now, but EMA crosses, for example, bounces off certain EMAs, types of consolidation. What type is the consolidation? Is it a chop? Is it a trap, false, and a real? Can I count the pushes clearly in the consolidation? Many things apply. What we can tell on this particular setup, GBP CHF, is that, excuse me, is that we can clearly see two successive price moves higher, one and two. And we've, coming off this area up here, which was the previous serious lower swing high. So price has been contained and it's also gone above hit this area here because obviously, if you think about it, there's lots of stops. Band of stops is, being cleaned out. And you have to think it's been cleaned out with a nice double top. So stops have been taken. So a lot of disappointed traders, people will be doing many different things. But for me, now that's been taken out, it tells me that there's room for this to push. And because of that, I'm really interested in stalking it further. Now, the inexperienced me would have taken this as a Gartley just completely off the ABCD completion point. It does work 60% of the times. You do want to trade with the odds in your favor. However, it's a perfect Gartley. That is a perfect Gartley. Now, what's my issue with this? So my issue is I can already see an internal one, two, three. What we have here is there's just so much depth to this, So for example, if you're looking, you have to understand the words fractal. What that means is where the pattern repeats in all time frames. You see mini versions of it. Look, one, two, three, da da da, one, two, three, da da da. It's never going to be as neat as that. It may be sometimes. This one's looking pretty neat. But one thing I would say is you need to be able to spot the pattern within the pattern, just so you know where you are. So for example, we didn't have a W here, we had a V bottom, but you can see how the pattern has played out. It's given us those three pushes higher. Three pushes make a consolidation zone. So we know we're in consolidation. What are the rules of consolidation? You need to trade off the low. One of the big sort of rules. So I am waiting in anticipation here, and I do expect that the stops will probably come down to the 800. And many will take this trade and maybe create a lower high up to here. I'm just not doing that. But you then once you've zoned in on this lower time frame, you need to see the context of where we are, and you can see the context of where we are here by my little diagram. As I say, it doesn't always look neat. So we have 1, 2 down, V bottom, peak low. This just looks like a big zone of consolidation to me. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. This is the battleground. The battleground is here, this previous lower high within consolidation. It's here. We sort of made a change in price character and it will explore it. And I did leave my alert here, the 50 EMA is here. Is it going to go off the 50? Maybe, not too sure. This dotted line is the middle of that range, consolidation range. And the way I'm sort of seeing this at the minute is, remember, you've got to try and catch the pattern internally. And how I see the pattern internally at the minute is this being a big one, and I think you're going to get another two here and break out. So I do think this is going to turn into a big A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D is a forward-looking analysis. So I think you're going to get a D point up here. So yeah, this trade is setting up nicely, but I'm not quite ready. Close. I mean, this is an ABCD pattern after all, off the 800 on the 30. Not a bad setup. This was a good setup here. High, 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 low. Look, the W. You could warrant that as 1, 2, 3 to the high. You really could, with this head and shoulders formation being the actual anchor. Could. That's why you need to see a clear close. This isn't good enough, these three straight candles. Anyway, I digress. I've been on that one for a long time. Let's start at the usual beginning. See what we got. So I've been away for a week, so I'm hungry to get back into it. I haven't sent anything much apart from Monday, and nothing really set up or got me going. Nothing really tempted me. But we got development here. This is good to see. You've got to get used to seeing this shape form after three pushes. This is what we like to see. So far we've got that. We've got one, definitely a one, that we'll label it. So we've got one there, anticipating a two and a three. Now, what can we see in the current trend developing? Let's see. Current trend developing, we can see, yeah, this is lovely, 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 lovely action. I'm not actually going to give much more detail, guys, because this is going to be a signal I'm going to probably send out, and I don't want to. You sometimes want to just cling on to some of the knowledge you have. So again, it's all about recognizing formation starting, about formation, whether it's a V bottom, a double bottom, a W, you need to sort of recognize them. And we're starting to get a clear count here. You've got 1 and 2. Remember the pattern again, you've always got to watch out for it so you know where you are in it. So I'm anticipating that. That's a beautiful, beautiful setup. Right, writing that down. Yeah, that's lovely. Now, I don't like this so much on the big time frame, purely because we aren't. I mean, again, keeping your mind on the whole big pattern, this entire zone could be the start of a W. That's just what it could be. But if you look within that, you can see again the W, the 1, the 2, and the 3. Notice the fake 1, 2, much like GBP CHF gives a fake 1, 2 up. So yeah, this is prime real estate for next week. ADCHF, again, big old pattern. We're currently, I believe, here in the map. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, lots of threes going on, 3 hits, shoulder, head and shoulder. That's to try and get people to go short, or it's the real thing. It's the real thing and I'm wrong. That's fine. I'll only enter trades that I'm confident in, regardless of the current idea of the market cycle. Shoulder, head, shoulder again. But we're starting to break this structure down with these moves, high, 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 low, high, 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 low. That's the sort of thing I want to start seeing. Let me see what, again, backing up my evidence, I can see the pattern on the way up here. 1, 2, peak, 1, 2. If I'm wrong, which I could be wrong, this is a big M, and the second zone of consolidation is, after all, the head and shoulders area. So if I'm wrong, that is the alternative count, with the 1 being here, the 2 being here, and then expecting much lower prices. That suggests a lot of GBP, that suggests a lot of CHF strength. That may well be the case because it is an extreme safe haven if something was to happen to risk assets. And there's quite a lot going on at the minute, in particular that Fort Knox thing. If they find out there's no gold in there, it's going to, the dollar's going to become worthless, basically. So what do we see on AED CHF? We see nice things. This for me is another fantastic opportunity to get involved. This is a cruel move on a Friday, really cruel, just trying to chuck people out. But this is high, 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 low activity. Writing it down, it's a top setup on the larger time frame. It's nice and clear. There's no harmonic pattern that I can see. It's just really nice. I am waiting for, I need to see something. I need to see something basically, and there's nothing to see. But we are setting up, so it's all good. Right, let's have a look at ADNZD. This one has started to react from the top of the area. It was sort of, here's 1, here's 2, or here's 1, here's 2, and this is a big M. What we have done is we've come off the Gartley D point again here, 1, 2, 3 times pretty much. Quite a strong reaction. You can see the pattern here, 1, 2, and 3. You can see this change of character, and now you want to see a break of that structure, and that's where I will typically get in. But that will also be when a Gartley forms. So I then need to be even more patient with it, unless I can see anything here. No, there's nothing for me here. There's an A, B, C, D butterfly pattern there, and otherwise pass. AD USD again, and the patterns in front of you. This is one, right? One, two, and maybe three. If this breaks, it'll be confirmed as a three or as a continuation. Notice the W again. Is it a fake? Is it a not? V bottom. One, two. It's very close. I mean, typically you'd expect price to hold up here or where the retest is. So yeah, that one could be cycling lower. Big picture, mega bear. Need to wake up for this. This is reacted off that ascending trend line. Where are we in the market cycle? We're here, expecting level 3 to drop. This could be the first push of level 3, which I anticipate it is, and that's indicating a very strong dollar. There we are. Can CHF. This is one we did have a crack on. This is starting to, well, I can see the 1, the 2, and the 3, the flat, and it's also a big ABCD that's completed in blue. And if we just do harmonics, it's given us a price target of a lot higher, 20% higher. So something indicating it's going to happen on CHF there. Same picture on GBP CHF and AED CHF, although I could be wrong. EuroCAD, top setup. We are in the second zone of consolidation and we expect higher. We've got a bit of a Gartley going on, a bit of a harmonic. Didn't take this low out, even though we closed lower, because there's no clear candle below. So some are expecting a lower low, lower high. Can imagine that's what they're seeing. Me, mega long. Is there anything down here? We've got the big ABCD completed in blue. Price is currently here, battling. I can see 3 pushes lower, 1, 2, and 3. So I'll label those up. 1, 2, 3. And then we have got to see a retest at least. And then I'll see it break it, retest, and then off we go. That's what I'm waiting for. Okay, EuroCAD, we've made money with this guy last week's and round here. This did well for us, 150 pips. I think we're still in it. Yeah, we are still in it. We took an entry on this last week. We did get a TP. It didn't knock the stops on this move, so we're still in the trade. And if we have a look on the daily cycle, it's a level 1 consolidation, expect higher prices. Yeah, this was a nice pattern. Nice pattern. Euro NZD, this is another top setup, much like Euro. Yeah, we took a beautiful trade here. We're in the second zone of consolidation, expecting higher price. You've got the 1, you've got the 2, and it's only going to give the 3. It is only going to give the 3. We have to be ready for this. So there's quite a lot of trades for next week, and I'm going to make sure I do my best to get us into them because they are awesome continuation trades, in line with the cycle. And that's what we're trying to do, just trade with the market, with the big players. They are naturally aligned to a certain direction. It's difficult to detect, but you do have tools. And the way I see this on the shorter term is, can I fit it all in my screen? You can't, that's a shame. Let's get rid of these fib lines, they're a bit nasty. So we'll do a blue. Yeah, we'll do a blue. So I see the W. Remember what I said about the W? It's not always going to be exact. This is a W with the second leg lower than the first leg. That's just how it is sometimes. Now, if I can identify those consolidation zones, you can see a big one here. You can see another one forming here. So that's your 1 and your 2. 1, 2. What are the rules? Trade off the lows consolidation. So, right, you will say the lows haven't held. So this low was not broken here at all. There wasn't a single candle that closed below here. Now, let's check this low. Was it broken? It wasn't broken either. There wasn't a single candle that didn't touch that. And by the way, we don't count dojis. Look, this is a doji that didn't touch. This zone isn't broken. This zone has completed an ABCD at the bottom of consolidation. So it's a prime candidate for us. I am actively waiting for a signal to show me that the intention is to turn around. And it's whether it breaks here, or I look for the action here is the detective work on my behalf. Okay, so the ABCD's there still to complete. It's another ABCD here. So big stuff, big stuff. What else have we got on the days? We've got drop, made a new low, to be fair. This will be something to keep an eye on if it wants to do that. But yeah, mega watching that. That looks like a top set of setups. Look at that, yeah. Right, moving on. Euro USD. Euro USD, looks really, really attractive. The way I'm seeing it for me is obviously you can see 1, 2, and 3 at some point you can anticipate, and 3 hasn't happened yet. So it is actually a potential setup for us. Note the W within the W. So here we are looking at, this is what I'm looking at. There's a lot of opportunities next week. Excuse me. A lot of opportunities next week. So first of all, that's what I want to see before the trade is clear. But what I quite like here is I'm going to be looking for longs here because I think this other bigger W is going to complete. Now let me back up my justification. On the daily, we are at the lows of consolidation 1. This is known as the safety trade. We can see a clear 1, 2, 3 lower. This is a very strong setup, and it gets written down. Euro USD, strong one, mega strong. There's going to be a few opportunities for me to enter this. It's just a case of actually having the guts to pull the trigger. I hate losses, obviously. So what I do on my personal account's different to the signals I send. And yeah, this is pretty clear as day to me. That is a W. Remember the pattern at the beginning of the video? I hope this stuff jumps out to you guys and you sparks your interest. We're expecting that all the way up here, so I'm definitely getting on board with it. And I think it's starting to show itself. 1, 2, I really need to get into this. Now, if I can, this is really nice. You see the M again, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I need to get into this. I see this also as a W. Starting to retest, and obviously that now looks to me like push 1. I'd like to see something like this. This will be a real technical masterpiece, if I may say. I will say. And the whole pattern starts off again. I mean, I find this stuff fascinating. It really is. It really is fascinating. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing, a W for W. This is extremely bullish, and we have definitely broken that structure and retested it now. There's just a lot of moving parts that you have to always keep your wits about you with. Simple concepts, a lot of moving parts. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So I'm going to save that because I'm not really doing all of that. A lot of trades out there, guys, for next week. There's already 8. It could be one of the busiest weeks. We'll have to see. Obviously, Trump, you've got to keep an eye on. Here we go. Again, W within W. That structure again, starting with this looking immensely good. Jesus Christ. Not seen so many setups. No, not going to lie. This is just absolutely insane. It's like the world's going to go bullish, like turbo mode or something. It's going to go absolutely insane. I mean, it's just everywhere, guys. Sometimes I can't see it. Honestly, sometimes I can't see it. I'm seeing it at the minute, nuttily. Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Because I know that these are going to pay me. That's why it's incredible. It's just fucking amazing. Anyway, these are all paydays. So if we look where we are we have level 1 and level 2, and we're just squeezing those highs. We've broken structure. We've broken structure. Now, can I see the start of the cycle again? Not really. Anyway, very bullish. GBP CAD, mega bull. Level 1, level 2 at the minute. We're in it already. No, we've had TP3. We're in it and we've had TP3. Doesn't mean we're out of it or I'm out of it. Okay, it's a fantastic entry. I have to say it again. There's the M. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's the W. W on the slant. W on the slant. Hey. And by the way, these consolidation zones, you can call them what you want. You can call them flags or triangles, however you see them. No worries. But the point is that the concept's always there. This is the W, and off we go again. It's amazing. Got 2 weeks of rise. This is 1. This is 2. It's amazing. Anyway, done GPCHF, GPUSD next. So this is level 1 consolidation. Again, like Euro USD. We're in it. We're waiting for TP3 on this. We're in it. Fun it. Sometimes I do have to pinch myself, but we're in this trade. In it already. These charts do look neat, and we do have now a confirmed pullback opportunity. So what we have here, terrible line. It's the first zone, and now I'm expecting the second zone. Why do I say that? Well, because we completed the A, B, C, D in price, and now we are expecting to see the market reverse here. People would trade that naked. that only stops. Yeah, that's the first zone, anticipating the second. Not much more to say on it. Looks good. NZD CAD, again, the big W structure. This one's played out it's played out okay. It's not as nice as the others because this is the structure that needs to be broken, and it's also not developed enough along the cycle where I want to step in. But the pattern is there. Can't deny it's there. Pattern's there. One, two. This is the change. So we haven't seen the break. The trouble is when you see the break, you're going to see the pattern complete. So it's timing, very subtle. But this is the change. I'll save it. Okay. There's a DCHF. I don't really look at it. Oh, this is another absolute diamond. Wow. Guys, this is just an absolute insane opportunity as well. Counter trend. Counter trend indeed. Now, that's the biggest weakness about this potential setup. But like Euro USD, GBP USD, they're all USDs. There's something that happened with USD. This is a counter trend move. As you can see, the pattern 1, 2, we're anticipating a third lower, but we've got a big ABCD. We're at the lows of consolidation. We do expect to bounce up. The ascending trend line, which I haven't drawn on here, like I have on AUD USD, is pretty higher up. So that's what I envisage. Gold, do I touch on gold? Not much to say about gold, really. I mean, it's absolute beast mode. Pattern looks complete. To be fair, this is now what looked like the M. It's actually the second zone, and this is the internal structure for this zone. So it'd be easier to perhaps draw it in red, like the main zones in red. We'll change this one to red and keep the internal ones in blue. Okay. So you can sort of see the 1, the 2. Now this is pushing into the peak. This is the peak. If you have a look on the monthly, we're expanding quite quickly. So all of this internal 1, 2, 3 actually led to 2. And there is still another month of rise according to this. Look, 1 month, 2 months. So we're anticipating a third month of rise. I mean, it's a massive pattern, guys. It's huge. You can see level 1, level 2. This is all level 3. I mean, yeah, exponential. Going to be a hard correction on it, though. What else was there to look at? USD CAD. USD CAD has been an amazing pattern. We have completed, though. Are we at the previous peak yet? Yes, we've absolutely massively completed peak to peak. You do not want to be long this now. Pattern's complete, so we're just going to avoid it. USD CHF, again, peak to peak in terms of 1, 2, 3 WM at the top. That's pretty peak to peaky. Could be another push. I mean, it actually does appear that you have this. This could signify a 1, a 2, and then it breaks those highs for the M and comes back. Could do. And then you've got the huge W, the huge W. There we are, folks. Really appreciate you watching this. Hopefully you get some useful information about it. If it has struck an interest and you want to learn more, I do have on my more personal, away from the regulated side of things, a website called MelonsTrade. And on there, we have a course that teaches you harmonics. I do mentor people individually on the market cycles. So there is a package for that. There is also a free ebook that you should definitely download, and a Telegram group where a number of traders from the Signal group in a Telegram group where we openly discuss trades that we're looking at, nothing serious. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to get some good trades next week. Cheers.